Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today we're highlighting a case that happened in July 2021 when an 18-year-old honor graduate with dreams of becoming an architectural engineer was discovered in a Georgia park. Prosecutors said that the person who killed her was someone she knew, a friend from high school she once dated. The case seemed straightforward. The evidence seemed to point to one suspect. But what happened in the courtroom shocked everyone, including the victim's family. 2 juries, 2 mistrials, and a justice system that seemed to fail at every turn. This is the story of Tori Lang. Victoria Tori Lang was just 18 years old in the summer of 2021. She had recently graduated with honors from Stevenson High School in Lithonia, Georgia, and dreamed of studying architectural engineering. Friends described her as an ambitious go-getter who was always working toward her future. But on July 28th, 2021, those dreams were cut short. It was early morning at Yellow River Park in Gwinnett County, Georgia, near Stone Mountain. Around 6:30 a.m., officers were called after a body was discovered lying beneath a tree in an open field. The victim was a young woman. She had suffered a fatal gunshot wound to the head. But police didn't know who she was. There was no ID, no phone, no purse. What investigators did have were tattoos, distinctive, recognizable tattoos. They circulated photos of them online. It didn't take long for friends to come forward. The tattoos belonged to 18-year-old Tori Lang. Detectives quickly realized something else was missing: Tori's car, a light blue 2012 Nissan Versa. It was nowhere to be found. Police alerted officers to be on the lookout for Tori's missing car, and about a week later, a lead broke open. Tori's Nissan Versa was found about 4 miles away at Hidden Acres Nature Preserve in DeKalb County. The car had been torched, burned beyond recognition, hidden deep in the woods. But someone hadn't just taken her life. It appeared as if they tried to erase the evidence, too. One name began to surface: Austin Ford. In his early 20s, Ford had known Tori throughout high school. According to her mother, Teresa Lang, the two had briefly dated. What once seemed like a teenage friendship had become the focus of a serious investigation. Ford was arrested and charged with murder, theft, and concealing the death of another. For the Lang family, it seemed like justice was finally on its way. But the legal process would prove anything but simple. In April 2023, Austin Ford went to trial. Prosecutors argued he shot Tori Lang, then tried to cover it up by torching her car. But the defense seized on the medical examiner's testimony that the manner of death was undetermined. She told the jurors she could not rule out the possibility of Tori taking her own life, noting the wound's position and gunpowder evidence. That testimony became central to the defense's case and created enough doubt. After days of testimony, the jury was deadlocked, resulting in a partial mistrial. 4 months later, the case was retried. In August 2023, prosecutors again laid out their case. Once again, the defense leaned on the medical examiner's uncertainty. After deliberations, the jury reported they were stuck, 8-4 in favor of conviction, not unanimous. a second mistrial. With two juries unable to convict, prosecutors made a decision that stunned the Lang family. There would be no third murder trial. Instead, Ford would be sentenced on the lesser charges he was already convicted of: 2 counts of theft and 1 count of concealing the death of another. The result? 10 years in prison, followed by 10 years on probation. For Tori's mother, Teresa, the outcome was devastating. She told reporters, "When we're at home alone, that's when it really sets in. And it is just very painful." The defense's strategy had worked. They convinced 2 separate juries to deadlock, leaving prosecutors with no clear path forward. It raises difficult questions. How can someone stand accused of killing another person, of burning their car to destroy evidence, and avoid a murder conviction? What was discussed in those jury rooms? We may never know. Deliberations are secret and jurors haven't spoken out publicly. What we do know is this: Tori Lang was an ambitious young woman with her whole life ahead of her. She dreamed of becoming an architectural engineer. She was a daughter, a friend, and a sister. And today, the man once accused of her murder will serve 10 years in prison, followed by 10 years on probation, a total of 20 years on paper. The Lang family continues to grieve. They've lost their beloved daughter, and they've watched the justice system fail to deliver the outcome they believe she deserved. For many who followed this case, the punishment does not fit the crime. Tori's story is a reminder that even when the evidence seems strong, when the case looks clear, the justice system does not always provide the closure the families are seeking. 2 trials, 2 mistrials, 20 years on paper, only half of it in prison, and a family is left still asking, why? My thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of Tori Lang as they continue to grieve this unimaginable tragedy. As we close out this episode, remember that sharing Tori's story helps to spread awareness and keep her story alive. Don't forget to click the follow button to stay updated on this case and others like it. Be sure to subscribe to Hunting for Answers on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more true crime content and case updates. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, share your thoughts on this case in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.